These people are amongst the greatest quiz players in Britain. Together, they make up the Eggheads, arguably the most formidable quiz team in the country. The question is, can they be beaten? Welcome to a special celebrity edition of Eggheads, the show where a team of 5 quiz challengers pit their wits against possibly the greatest quiz team in Britain. Here they are, the Eggheads. You ready for the rush, Eggs?
Ready to race.
They are ready. And showing their mettle against our quiz Goliaths today, our Gold Rush. Now, everyone on this team inspired the nation during the summer of 2016 by all bringing home golds as part of Paralympic GB's amazing medal haul at the Rio Paralympic Games. So let's meet them.
My name's Emma Wiggs. I'm the Paralympic and World Champion in Paracanoe, and eggs are my favourite food, so I'm hoping that's going to give me a head start.
I'm Ollie Hind. I'm a double gold medalist from Rio in the Paralympics in swimming. I'm also European, World and Commonwealth champion, and I also hold the world record in the 400 freestyle and the 200 individual medley.
I'm Jodie Candy, 7-time Paralympic gold medalist across 6 games, across 2 sports, cycling and swimming.
Hi, I'm Rob Davis. I'm a Paralympic gold medalist in table tennis in Rio 2016. I'm also double European champion and world #1.
Hello, I'm David Smith. I'm a Paralympic champion in the sport of boccia. I'm currently the joint most successful British player in history.
So Emma and team, hello.
Hello.
Good to see you here. And tell us about your quizzing, Emma, because I know that's the key.
I mean, I think we've got a mixture of talents across the topics, and I think as an athlete, obviously sport is a bit of a favourite, but we also spend a lot of time eating, so I'm hopeful food and drink might come up as well.
I saw somewhere you eat 25 eggs a week.
Yeah.
So a question on eggs would be good.
A question on eggs would be brilliant.
Ollie, what about you? Are you looking forward to any particular kind of round, like geography or science or...?
I think I'll probably be quite good at the music category, but, you know, with us all being athletes, we're all super competitive, so whatever category comes up, we're going to give it our best.
I noticed that, Jodie, from all of your performances, track and field, the level of competitive instinct here is second to none. That's right, isn't it?
Yeah, we're pretty much thirsty for gold, so yeah, we're all after each other, so if we can take a victory today, that would be great.
Have you been sort of bonding before? Have you worked out a plan, Jodie, or anything like that?
I think so. We've got a good little strategy going on. We've got pretty much our subjects picked, so I think we'll be all right.
Oh, so have you seen the shows here, Rob? Have you seen Eggheads before?
Yeah, no, seen them a few times, yeah.
Yeah. Do you know what to expect from this lot over here?
A lot of correct answers, worse luck.
Yeah, well, we hope they sort of slip up early, but that doesn't always happen. Rob, any particular favourites for you?
Well, we've done a lot of travelling, so I don't know. Hopefully that'll put us in good stead for the geography. I'm not sure. OK, so we've got a bit of geography, a bit of music, a bit of sport, of course. David, what about you?
Well, I've got a degree in aerospace engineering, although I'm not sure how helpful that's going to be in a general knowledge quiz.
I think science.
Science, maybe.
Yeah,
science, like a little bit of history. I'm quite like history, politics, maybe. I'll see what we get, and then we'll just take it from there.
OK, so we've got a sense of the team. This is good. Good spread here, Emma. I'm liking this already. And I wish you well. Good luck. I hope you enjoy it. That's the main thing. Every day there is £1,000 worth of cash up for grabs for our challengers' chosen charity. However, if they fail to defeat the Eggheads, the prize money rolls over to our next show. So, Gold Rush, I can tell you that the Eggheads are just knocking it out the park at the moment. They've won the last 15 on the trot against the celebrities. But I know that won't make your heads drop at all, will it? Because that probably just makes you want to win it even more.
Yeah.
The good news is that means that no one's taken the money, so there's £16,000 to play for. Would you like to try?
Yeah.
All right, the first head-to-head battle is on the subject of film and TV. Who would like this? And you can have either Judith, Kevin, Steve, Barry or Dave.
So it's Jodie or Rob.
I can go film and TV. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. OK, so that'll be me.
Jodie, all right. Our paracyclist against which Egghead? Jodie, who do we want here?
Oh, I reckon...
Film and TV.
I reckon Steve.
Uh-huh. He's got a lot of books, so it's possible he's neglected the TV.
Maybe so.
Hopefully.
Spends so much time reading. All right, let's hope. Jodie from Gold Rush taking on Steve from the Eggheads in the first round. Film and TV, the subject. And just to ensure there's no conferring, would you please take your positions in our famous question room? Well, Jodie, you're one of our most decorated Paralympians, no question.
Yeah, 7 gold medals, 6 games though. I've had plenty of time to try and accumulate those medals.
Well, interestingly, you started with swimming, didn't you?
Yes, I did 3 Paralympics as a swimmer, and Atlanta and Sydney were kind of 2 of my successful ones.
And what made you change to cycling?
I pretty much got to the end of the sport, and at the same time as I was getting to the end of the sport and thinking about hanging up my trunks, I ended up going to the Newport Velodrome for a Disability Open Day. One of the coaches thought I was pretty good, and then the third time I went on track was the National Championships. First race, I broke the British record in the flying 200, so kind of took it up from there.
Remind us, Jodie, what your disability is.
Below knee amputee, so I walk around with an artificial leg, and when I race, I have a really cool painted blade that usually has something to show off on it. And for Rio, I actually had a treasure map of the lost gold from London that kind of got stolen away from us.
Well, yeah, because that was a famous moment in 2012, wasn't it, where you were disqualified and there was a big ruckus.
Indeed, it was my John McEnroe moment. So all the medals that I'd won ahead of that everybody forgot about, and I was just renowned for being the person that swore a lot in London. But I managed to put that right in Rio and won 2 gold medals. So.
You did in the men's kilo and the team sprint, which must have felt amazing.
Yeah, the kilo was just satisfaction of crossing the line and being first, but the team sprint, really enjoyed it, like riding alongside Louis Rolfe and John Allen Butterworth, and we smoked the world record, won the gold, and it was the last race on that velodrome. And GB, like in the Olympics and the Paralympics, had been so successful, it was just an amazing way to finish the competitions in there.
Well, you'll be pleased to know you've been an answer to questions on Eggheads at least once.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, oh, yeah.
Hopefully the people got the right answer as well.
I think they did, actually. I think it was up to the eggs, and I think they did. Good luck on film and TV here, Jodie.
Thank you.
You're up against Steve. Would you like to go first or second?
I'm actually going to go second.
OK, so let's see what our Egghead is made of with your first question, Steve. The sisters Roxy and Ronnie, played by Rita Simons and Samantha Womack, respectively, were characters in which TV drama? Roxy and Ronnie. Is it Emmerdale, Coronation Street, or EastEnders?
Yeah, I think this is Judith's favourite, Killed Off at Christmas. EastEnders.
EastEnders is your answer. Let's check with Judith, who loves this programme.
Yes, and they both were drowned.
They were drowned at
Christmas, yes. I mean, ridiculous, really, both of them. And they're such good characters. I'm going to really miss them.
What a shame.
Yeah.
And was Samantha Womack, was she previously known as Samantha Janus, or is that my imagination?
That's her, yeah.
She was.
Oh, was she? Yes.
Yes, she was, yeah.
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 EastEnders is the right answer, Steve. Jodie, back to you. What are the 12 angry men mentioned in the title of the celebrated 1957 film? So the 12 angry men. Are they a football team, a submarine crew, or a jury?
Do you know what? I've not actually heard of that, so it will be a pure guess. But 12 men, I mean, football team's 11. Jury, I don't think there's 12, so I'm going to go with a submarine crew.
Actually, it's not a submarine crew. It's a sort of courtroom drama with Henry Fonda, and he manages to change the jury's mind, really. Mm-hmm. So a jury is the answer. Steve, your question. Who won Strictly Come Dancing in 2016? Steve, is it Danny Mac, Ore Aduba, or Ed Balls?
Right, it's not a programme I watch. I know that's heresy to you, Jeremy, but Danny Mac, I don't remember. Ed Balls, I do remember, but I know he didn't win it. So my answer would be Ore Aduba.
Well, you got it right. It is Ore Aduba. Ed Balls did very, very well. Didn't quite get to the final. Danny Mac was amazing dancer. You got to watch it, Steve.
Yeah, I think I'm the only person in Britain that doesn't, yeah.
We're hoping one day Barry's going to be on it, Barry, aren't
I'll
we?
watch it then.
Yeah.
Who knows?
One day, Barry, one day. It's going to happen. OK, Jodie, your question, and you need this to stay in. Which British director won the Palme d'Or at the 2016 Cannes Film Festival for the film I, Daniel Blake? So British director, Ken Loach, Mike Leigh, or Stephen Frears?
It's a film I haven't seen, and I really didn't pay attention to the awards last year, so it would be really a shot in the dark again. It's quite unfortunate. I'm going to go with Mike Leigh because that's the only one that's really kind of standing out to me that might be the right answer.
OK, now I think these are all directors, and I think they're all British directors, are they, Steve?
Yeah, definitely.
So it's tricky to choose between them. Which would you have gone for?
Well, I've seen the film and it's a brilliant film and it's typical Ken Loach. It's very gritty and depressing, but brilliantly acted.
Sounds like Eggheads.
Haha.
Ken Loach is the answer, Jodie. Sorry, no way back in this round. We say well done, Steve. You're through to the final round. Jodie, you've been knocked out. But early days for our brilliant challengers. Please come back to us. We'll play round 2. So as it stands, Gold Rush have taken an early hit here. They've lost a brain from the final round. Jodie's gone. The Eggheads are still all there. And let's see what we can do now. The next subject for you is arts and books. Emma, who would like this?
No one wanted that.
That was the one we were struggling on, wasn't it?
You must have got arts books. Rob?
I'm going to be terrible at that. But do you think I'd just take a hit or
Go for it.
I'll just go for it?
Rob, OK.
Rob's going for it.
Great. I'm excited about this because I love table tennis. And against which Egghead? Anyone but Steve. So you've got Dave, Barry, Kevin, Judith.
Yeah, Dave?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's up to you, yeah.
Yeah, Dave.
Yeah.
Dave,
Do it, Dave, yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
Going Dave.
Dave, OK, fine. Rob from Gold Rush, taking on tremendous knowledge, Dave, from the Eggheads. How's your table tennis, Dave?
Very ancient. I think it was about 9 at the youth club. I think the last time I got a paddle out. But,
OK.
Playing a champion here, so
Yeah, prepared.
be good.
Prepare for the slice and the swerve.
absolutely.
To ensure there's no conferring, please take your positions. Well, I was watching you win that gold in Rio, Rob. That was an amazing moment.
Yeah, just surreal, that moment. Just so happy and overjoyed, really, I think.
Because with table tennis, because it's so precise, it's really nerve-wracking. I mean, I love playing, and I know when it's tight, you've got so little space to play for on the table. You've got to be really careful.
Yeah, that's it. It's a massive skillful game to play, I think, and very technical and tactical as well. So, yeah, it's the tight margins.
And the guy you were playing, the South Korean guy, you played before, and you've been beaten by him.
Yeah, twice in one tournament I played him, and he's a real tricky character. And to beat him like I did in the final, I was just so chuffed and really pleased with that.
Because he had that shot where he sort of sliced it off the left-hand side of the table the whole time.
Yeah, it's an awkward shot to reach that one. And it's,
Exactly. And when you play, you sit, just for those who can't visualise it, you sit at one end in your wheelchair, but you have the bat is essentially taped to your hand, is it?
Yeah, I've got a Velcro strap my nan and granddad made for me, and yeah, I use that when I'm playing just to strap the bat on because I have got no dexterity in my hands, so that just holds the bat in my hand.
And for a sport like that where there's a lot of spin and swerve, and it's been, I guess, very hard to master. I noticed when you serve, for example, that you have to have the ball on the table and then flip it onto the bat.
Yeah, you place it on the bat, then it's got to be still before you throw it up, then, and before you serve.
So you're a double European champion, world #1 in table tennis. Previously, you worked as a bricklayer, so it's quite a change.
Yeah, for sure, but I never realised how hard it was till I actually done it.
I know that it was a spinal cord injury that changed your life. Well, you were playing rugby, actually.
Yeah, it was in the scrum when I had my accident, spinal cord injury. So, yeah, just happy now to have found my sport and to be able to excel in it.
Absolutely, and huge celebrations. I could hear in your voice after you played how thrilled you were in Rio.
Yeah, no, it was such a moment, been through so many ups and downs. It was just an unbelievable moment.
Well, good luck here. Arts and books against Dave. Let's aim for another unbelievable moment here against our Egghead. Do you want to go first or second, Rob?
I'll go first, please, if I can.
OK, so here's your first question. Good luck. Which country is the main setting for the best-selling novel The Girl with the Dragon Tattoo? Ireland, Sweden, or Russia?
I know a lot of people will be shouting at this answer, but I'm going to go with Russia, please.
It's actually not Russia. It's, well, maybe the challengers know?
Sweden.
Yeah, Sweden. It's the Stieg Larsson trilogy, although he died, I think, almost before it became successful, didn't he? What age was he when he died, Eggs?
50.
50?
I think so.
Stieg Larsson. So Sweden is the answer. Dave, your question. A triptych is a work of art that is typically made up of how many panels? 3, 6, or 9?
I think it's 3.
3 is correct. OK, back to you, Rob. Which of these fictional detectives appeared in print first? Rob, was it Kurt Wallander, John Rebus, or Sam Spade?
Again, a complete guess. I'm going to go with Sam Spade, please.
Now let's go through this with our eggheads. Kurt Wallander, anybody?
That's Kenneth Branagh, isn't it?
Yeah, but he's the Swedish detective.
Written by
Henning Mankell.
Henning Mankell. So what? 70s?
No. He's actually, I would say, the most recent of the three because
More recent.
Probably start. Although the books are set from the early '90s onwards, I think they started to be published in the late '90s.
Okay.
And
John Rebus then?
Rebus would be a bit before that, probably back in the he'd be back in the '80s.
80s,
yeah.
Sam Spade?
Oh, that goes back to the cusp of the 1920s, 30s.
You're absolutely right there, Rob. It's Sam Spade. Well done.
Thank you.
A good sort of 40, 50 years earlier than the other two. Okay, Dave. Level. Let's see if you can take the lead. Which character from Dickens says the following line? Annual income £20, annual expenditure 19, 19 and 6, result happiness. Annual income £20, annual expenditure £20, ought and 6, result misery. Is it Fagin, Wilkins Micawber, or Herbert Pocket?
All right. I think I know what you're talking about. So, Mr. Micawber's in David Copperfield. Herbert Pocket, Great Expectations. I'm just wondering why those two would be looking at income. I've not heard this one at all. I'm going to go Fagin.
Really? Okay. I thought you were going to go straight there. Barry, you know.
It's Wilkins Micawber.
It is Mr. Micawber.
I wouldn't not have known. I wouldn't.
Wilkins Micawber. It's kind of, don't take this amiss, but there is a sort of famous thing that, debt is bad and spending within your means is good. That's fundamentally
didn't hear it.
the lesson. Okay, right. So here we are, one each. Rob, get this right, put him in some trouble. Who is the central character in the Arthur Miller play, The Crucible? Central character, John Proctor, Eddie Carbone, or Joe Keller?
Can I go with Eddie Carbone, please?
It's not Eddie Carbone. Now, I think he is in Arthur Miller. Is he in All My Sons?
No.
No,
Eggheads,
View
what's
from the
he in?
Bridge. It's A View from the Bridge.
Okay, he is in an Arthur Miller play, but it's a different one, A View from a Bridge, says Judith. It's John Proctor who's in this. But don't worry, Rob. Your correct answer may see you through. Let's see. Dave, your question. In which year was the painter Vasily Kandinsky born? Dave, was it 1766, 1866, or 1966?
Of those, I've got to go 1866, please.
1866 is the right answer. So, Dave, you've done it. You're in the final round. Rob, sorry, beaten by our egghead. Return to us, both of you, please. We'll play round 3. Well, let's have a little think about Kandinsky, the artist, shall we? So, we said born in 1866. Anyone know where?
Where? Russia.
Russia, Moscow, yeah. Died in?
1944.
Correct, Kevin, yeah. Do you know where he died?
He was probably in Germany at that time.
I think it was France.
He was actually in France, was it? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And known for what kind of painting?
Oh,
Eventually
abstract.
Abstract, so
Yeah.
big splodges of oil.
Yeah.
I have a Kandinsky in my
No,
kitchen.
very delicate.
Delicate?
Actually, yes. He evolved into abstract.
Can you describe any of his paintings, or?
Well, a lot of spikes in them.
Right.
A lot like that, and sort of washes of colour.
I get him a bit
It's quite
confused
delicate.
with Kokoschka. Is he similar?
No, he's sort of wiggly lines.
He does wiggly lines.
Yeah.
So one of them does spikes and one of them does wiggles.
Spikes and splashes of colour.
Right.
I can't think how else to
It's a very high level of art criticism here.
Right.
Any other little facts on Kandinsky? Because we kind of love to discover this.
He had synesthesia.
Oh, where you
Which meant
hear sounds as colours?
You feel, yes, it's where your senses are
You hear
not mixed up, but you can like hear music as colours.
Yeah.
Or any combination of those sensory factors, and he had that.
Right.
So he would refer to a number of his paintings as compositions, for instance.
Because you could almost hear the
Yeah.
painting. Okay, so that's good, isn't it? They know that it's good. Someone just anything
know
you want
their
to ask about him or anything else, just ask away. Because it's good. We just like to sort of dig into their information. Gold Rush have lost 2 brains from the final round, but with each round you're doing a bit better. And I think at some point you're going to topple an egghead. The eggs are still sitting there looking a bit too smug, I think, considering they're up against 5 gold medalists. So let's see if we can take one down. The next subject for you is sport. That is got to be good. Who's the sport person for quiz purposes?
Crazy the two sport people would take.
Does it mean you?
I'll take who else is sport.
What, you want to do that?
I don't mind. You want to do it?
Yeah, I'll go for it.
Okay, Ollie's going to do it.
All right, Ollie, our swimmer. And who would you like to take on, Ollie? Can't be Steve or Dave, but you can have Barry or Kevin or Judith.
Yeah. Okay, we're going to go for Judith.
That'll please her no end.
I knew it.
Ollie from Gold Rush choosing Judith from the Eggheads. Is this the turning of the tide? Please take your positions. So, Ollie, 2016 Rio was great for you too.
Yeah, it was. You know, going into it, we'd put a lot of hard work in, and I felt like I was in the best shape of my life, and everything came together, so it was great.
You got gold in the 400 metres freestyle and in the individual medley, silver in the 100 metres backstroke. So you were busy.
Yeah, definitely, and I had 2 other races as well, so I was racing on half of the competition days, so I was definitely busy.
How did you manage to just gather yourself back up after each race then?
It's difficult, but for me, I've always done that. I've always competed in multiple events, so I'm kind of used to it. But especially after the gold medal races, it was definitely difficult to sleep on those nights.
Yeah, I bet, because you almost feel that's it. My work's done now, but you've got to get back into it the next day.
That's it. Yeah, you've got to keep focused, and you know, especially for us swimmers who compete, you know, all 10 days of the Paralympics, it's tough.
And did you have family there?
Yeah, Mum and Dad flew out, and also had my coach. So.
And do you get a chance to see them outside the events, or are you just mainly separate?
You could see them if you wanted to, but for me, I wanted to just keep focused and just kind of go about my business and do what I do in the pool.
And with your records, you've got the record, for example, for the 100 metres backstroke. Do you secretly hope that never gets beaten, or do you will on the next generation to try and break it?
Yeah, it's a tough one, really. Obviously, I want to keep them as long as I possibly can. But, for instance, in the 400 freestyle, I actually took the world record off my brother, which, of course, was great for me. And, you know, for him, he was happy that it kind of stayed in the family. But obviously, he wanted to keep hold of it for as long as he could.
And I heard that it was when you saw your brother Sam compete at Beijing in the Paralympics there that you thought, that's what I want to do.
Yeah, I was actually lucky enough to go out to Beijing in 2008 and kind of see him win his gold medal. And I guess he kind of showed me what it takes to be the best in the world. And then I watched him win gold in Beijing and then thought, right, I want to beat you in 4 years.
And he didn't ever say, look, can you keep out of my sport because you're breaking my records?
No, luckily not.
All right, well, good luck here against Judith on sport. I know this is, well, I'm hoping this is your kind of territory, but of course all kinds of sports can come up. And Judith is a fearsome quizzer, aren't you, Judith?
Well, I wouldn't say that.
Well, a modest quizzer then. Sport, Ollie, would you like to go first or second?
I'd like to go first, please, Jeremy.
And here we go. Your first question, Ollie, good luck. Which of these sports typically uses the smallest ball? Squash, tennis, or softball?
I'm pretty sure that it's squash.
Squash is correct. Well done. Judith, which Olympian married the cyclist Jason Kenny in September 2016? Jessica Ennis-Hill, Jay Jones, or Laura Trott?
That was the beautiful Laura Trott.
Yes, it was Laura Trott. And back to you, Ollie. Which British darts player, nicknamed the Limestone Cowboy, won the World Professional Championship in 1988? Keith Deller, Eric Bristow, or Bob Anderson?
Okay, so I know nothing about darts, so this is going to be a stab in the dark. I'm going to go with Bob Anderson.
Let's check with Dave. He knows this, Dave?
Yeah, he's absolutely right.
Yes, you're right. Bob Anderson is right. Well done, Ollie. Nice work. Judith, to keep up, which cricketer has scored the most Test match runs in history? Sachin Tendulkar, Ricky Ponting, or Viv Richards?
Well, I remember when Sachin Tendulkar retired, and there was terrific sort of carry-on about that. I think it might be Sachin Tendulkar.
Sachin Tendulkar is correct, Judith. Well done. Okay, 2-2. Come on, Ollie. This could be it. This could be the key moment. Get this right, Judith goes under pressure, and then we see just a complete batting collapse on the other side. George Groves and Carl Froch fought each other twice in which boxing weight division? Welterweight, super middleweight, or heavyweight?
Okay, so I'm pretty sure it's not heavyweight. I'm going to go with welterweight.
All right, welterweight is your answer. I know Dave loves his boxing. Dave, do you know this?
Super middleweight.
Super middleweight is the answer, which gives Judith a chance to take the round. Judith, get this right, you're in the final. Which rugby union player captained the England team during its unsuccessful 2015 World Cup campaign? Chris Robshaw, Mike Brown, or Dylan Hartley?
I think Dylan Hartley is a captain now, and I think it was Chris Robshaw.
If you're right, you're in the final. Is she right, challengers? Do you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, she's right.
Yes, Judith, you have got it right. It is Chris Robshaw. Sorry, Ollie, that one answer has cost you dear against our Judith, who is, as I say, beguilingly good at sport. Aren't you, Judith?
I have got better.
You really have, and people challenge you without realising sometimes. So well done, Judith. You've won through on sport against a great sports person. Come back to us, both of you, and we'll play one more round before the final. Okay, Emma, any change of battle plan now? Obviously got not a crisis, but difficulty.
Yeah, I think we've had a good shot at it, and we're going to stick to our tactics. We know which subjects the two of us are going to favour, so we're going to stay confident and keep focused.
Excellent, brilliant. So Emma and David still very much in. Gold Rush have lost 3 brains from the final round. The Eggheads are all still sitting pretty there, all 5 of them. And the next subject for you, the last one before the final, is music. Who wants music?
David, should we do papers?
Yeah.
I literally know nothing about music.
Yeah, I mean, I'll take it and you go. I think you've probably got more general knowledge than me there, so.
I don't know.
Yeah, I'll go with the music, just in
Okay.
case.
OK, David, music for you. And just before you go, give us an idea of which Egghead. David, you can have either Barry or Kevin.
Barry, please.
OK, David from Gold Rush versus Barry from the Eggheads. Please take your positions now. Your sport is boccia, David.
Yeah, that's right, yeah.
And help those people who don't quite know what it is. As soon as you describe it, they'll understand. But what happens?
It's like indoor bowls. It's played with fairly soft leather balls on a sort of indoor badminton court, quite a hard, sort of smooth surface. The aim of the game is similar to other ball games where you've got to get your ball closer to what we call the jack ball or the white ball. Unlike other games, it's not alternate, so you have someone who's furthest away would keep going. So the ends become a bit more interesting and there's a bit more hitting around, and it's quite physical, actually. It's quite surprising. I think people get surprised by it. And
you've been at an amazing level since going back to, I guess, 2003 when you became the youngest ever British boccia champion.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, that was a long time ago now. I'm feeling my age a little bit, but yeah. Yeah, that was a kind of awesome moment. Came up to Glasgow, actually, for that tournament, and it was sort of in the back of a little minibus, not really expecting very much, and then turned out to win the thing. So it was like, oh, cool.
And then 13 years on from that, Rio and gold.
Absolutely, yeah. Rio was sort of a combination of 8 years of sort of work. I felt after Beijing that I hadn't achieved what I could have done. And London, it was sort of a case of getting myself back on the medal rostrum as an individual. And then in Rio, it was sort of building on that and getting the gold. I also compete in a team, but unfortunately we did well in Beijing, but we sort of went the other way in the team. We sort of slipped down, but thankfully as an individual I was able to keep up, and yeah, Rio was awesome really, and just to finish it off with that gold medal sort of after all the years of hard work.
Yeah, I remember seeing you being interviewed after you won in Rio, and I think you'd been under a lot of pressure.
Yeah, quite. As a sport, we probably didn't do as well as we'd have liked as a collective, and we all were feeling that pressure to try and contribute to the medal haul, as it were. Yeah, for me, being one of the last events to go, it was, I having been medalist before, I knew there was a bit of expectation on me to do the same again, and just the way it went got a bit tricky. But the quarters and the semi-final were probably the best 2 games I've played in my life, and then that meant in the final I was able to just flow, and I didn't really think too much about it. I can't really remember the final at all because I was just flowing, and it probably wasn't the best game ever, but I got the result. So
during all of this time, you've been studying aerospace engineering at university, so
yeah, quite. I graduated in 2014, so that was quite a juggle at the time, and then focusing full time on the sport, ready for Rio.
Well, he's a man after your own heart, Barry, with the degree in aerospace.
Very much indeed. Amazing accomplishments.
All right, well, good luck. Music is the subject here, David. I know it's not your first choice. Just tell me whether you would like to go first or second.
I think I'll go first, please.
So here we go. By what nickname was the jazz musician and band leader Edward Kennedy Ellington better known? Was he Earl, Prince, or Duke Ellington?
I'm going to go Duke.
Duke is absolutely right. Well done. Barry, take my hand, take my whole life too, are repeated lines from which song by Elvis Presley? Can't Help Falling in Love, Return to Sender, or Heartbreak Hotel?
It just doesn't sound like... Oh, what was it? It doesn't sound like Return to... Do you know, I really don't know this one. I'm struggling here. I think I'm down at the bottom of Lonely Street at the moment. I think it sounds like Can't Help Falling in Love, but I don't know the song too well. But I'll go for Can't Help Falling in Love.
Can't Help Falling in Love. Of course, that's right. Yeah. Take my hand, take my whole life too.
Oh, now it's so obvious.
Can't help. Okay. Can't Help Falling in Love is the right answer. Sorry,
Well
guys.
done, no, it's lovely.
That was
Nothing
all right,
like
actually.
Elvis. Like a river flows. Okay, your question now, David. Just Hold On was a UK top 10 hit single in 2016 for whom, in collaboration with Steve Aoki, James Arthur, Louis Tomlinson, or Rick Astley?
Don't sort of feel like I know it, but don't. So I'm guessing with this one a little bit. I'm being drawn towards James Arthur, so I'm going to go with that.
James Arthur is your answer. Challengers, do you know?
Our music man knows.
Yeah, Louis Tomlinson.
Louis Tomlinson is the answer. Really sorry. So Barry has a chance to take the lead in this round. Which singer embarked on the Formation World Tour in 2016? The Formation World Tour, Barry. Beyonce, Katy Perry, or Lady Gaga?
Oh, this one utterly passed me by. I've not heard of the Formation World Tour, so it could really be any of them. I am really stabbing in the dark here, but Lady Gaga's done a few world tours, so I shall go for Lady Gaga.
Lady Gaga is your answer. Let's see with Ollie. Do you know this?
It's Beyonce.
Oh, you are good on your music, aren't you? Beyonce is the answer. So level still. David, here's your question. Which of these is a celebrated piece of music by the American composer Samuel Barber? New World Symphony, The Planets, or Adagio for Strings?
Again, I'm not really sure. I'm going to go with New World Symphony, though. Symphony, it just rings in my ear.
Now, I'm not sure. Ooh, who's that? Dvorak, is it, Barry?
Yes, that's Dvorak.
And The Planets is?
That's Gustav Holst.
And Adagio for Strings is the correct answer here. David, really sorry. Should I have thrown that to you, Ollie, or not? No. All right, so Barry has a chance to take the round. And if he gets this, David's knocked out, and Emma, you've got to warm up. Ready for the final. Let's see, a lot riding on this. The 1965 release Woolly Bully was the only UK top 40 hit single for which band? Woolly Bully. Is it Shocking Blue, Sam the Sham and the Pharaohs, or the Archies?
I think the Archies' only hit was Sugar Sugar, so I will discount them. Sam the Sham and the Pharaohs, Woolly Bully. Well, I've heard of Sam the Sham and the Pharaohs, but I can't recall what they've done, but I love the name so much that I'm going to go for Sam the Sham and the Pharaohs.
Okay, Sam the Sham and the Pharaohs. Now, let's just work this out. So the Archies is Sugar Sugar.
Yep.
Shocking Blue, I've got Venus in my mind. Is that right?
That's right, yeah.
The answer is indeed Sam the Sham and the Pharaohs.
Oh, I'm sorry about that.
Barry,
An undeserved win.
He chose it just because he liked the name, David. How heartbreaking is that? Sorry, David. Knocked out by our Eggheads.
Say la vie.
A lot on the shoulders of Emma now. Come back to us. We'll play the final round. So this is what we have been playing towards. It is time for our final round, which, as always, is general knowledge. But I'm afraid those of you who lost your head-to-heads won't be allowed to take part in this round. So that's Ollie, Jodie, Rob and David from Gold Rush. Would you please now leave the studio? Emma, good luck here.
Thank you.
I'm sorry you lost your colleagues along the way.
I know. I could do with them alongside me, but I'll try and do them proud.
But you are used to canoeing solo, aren't you?
Yes, indeed. Yeah. So it's me sitting on the start line in my kayak, and it's me sitting here now. So.
And tell us about Rio before we start quizzing and the joy of that win.
Yeah, incredible. Just an incredible environment to be in. The lake was spectacular, and to be representing Great Britain at the first Paralympics for para canoe was just amazing, because we love our sport. We know it's a great sport to watch, but to show the world what it's like was an incredible opportunity, and I'm really, really proud.
And I was watching it actually just the other day in preparation for meeting you, and you were a long way out. And in the interview afterwards, you said you don't like being chased. So that is quite a good spur to
yeah,
win.
I think it was a bit of a phobia of mine is to be chased. But we've worked incredibly hard in the run up to it, so I knew that I was in good shape. And like the guys said, it's just lay down that performance in that moment, and that was my moment. So. And
it was in Australia when you were 18 that you lost the use of your legs, but you've never really worked out how or why.
No, just a virus that, wrong place, wrong time, and just decided to make the best of the bits that work and crack on with what I've got. So.
And it's not just been canoeing, it was sitting volleyball as well.
Yeah, I was lucky enough to go to the London Paralympics with the sitting volleyball team and had a great experience, and not many people get to go to a home Paralympic game. So that was a nice experience to have, and then Rio was a step up and a step on from there.
So when I've seen videos of you training, my goodness, the amount of upper body work you do, bench presses and all that is incredible.
I think we work pretty hard in the gym, and I'm slightly regretting not working harder at the school books now, sitting here on my own, but we'll give it a good shot.
And can I ask you where you keep your Paralympic gold medal?
Well, I think we were given a lovely wooden display box, but I think like many of the athletes, I keep it in a sock. Because it's easy to carry around and stops it getting scratched. So it is a clean sock.
In a clean, what, a dark-coloured sock or a stripy one?
My one's dark at the minute, so just a sock.
Brilliant. All right, well, all the best to you, Emma, against these Eggheads, playing to win Gold Rush £16,000, because all the other celebrity teams have gone down, which, in a way, is good for your side. Dave, Barry, Steve, Kevin and Judith, you're playing for something that money can't buy, which is just for the pride of keeping this run of yours going. But come on, they've got to come unstuck at some point, don't you? As usual, I will ask each team 3 questions in turn. They're all general knowledge, Emma, and you can confer. I'm sorry that doesn't help you. Emma, the question is, can your one brain defeat these 5? You can definitely outrow them. Let's see what you can do on the quiz. Would you like to go first or second?
I'll go first, please.
So here we go with your first question. Which of these characters from a famous nursery rhyme eats a Christmas pie? Little Boy Blue, Little Bo Peep, or Little Jack Horner?
Well, it's a long time since I heard a nursery rhyme. I don't think it's Little Bo Peep. I think I'm going to go Jack Horner, because I think he sat in a corner. But I don't know if it was a Christmas pie he was eating. But I'm going to go with Little Jack Horner.
OK, Little Jack Horner. Let's just make sure of this. Little Jack Horner sat in a corner eating his curds and whey.
No, that's Little Miss Muffet.
Oh, that's Little Miss Muffet. OK, so what was he eating then?
Christmas pie.
He's eating a Christmas pie?
Yes.
Can you just give me the full rhyme?
Put in his thumb and pulled out a plum and said, "What a good boy am I."
Right, you're correct.
Brilliant.
Little Jack, thank goodness I wasn't taking that question. I don't know what, we would have had curds and whey all over the place. OK, Eggheads. In one of his final press conferences as president of the USA, Barack Obama suggested that hackers from which country had sought to influence the result of the 2016 US election? China, Russia, or Japan?
Russia.
Russia.
Russia, we're up in Russia. Yeah.
He did mention Russia, yes.
Yep.
Yes, he mentioned Russia.
Well, the one that was fingered for that was Russia.
Russia is correct. Emma, Lose Yourself was a 2002 UK #1 for which rapper? Is it Eminem, Snoop Dogg, or Puff Daddy?
Wow, I think my training partners will be laughing at now because my music tastes are terrible. What year was it? Sorry, Jeremy?
Sorry, Lose Yourself was a 2002 UK #1 for which rapper?
2002, so that's quite a long time ago. I'm going to have to guess because I've got no idea, and all I can hear at the minute is Spice Girl songs in my head. So I'm going to stab a guess at Puff Daddy.
Okay, Puff Daddy, you say. Let's see what your teammates say. Ollie,
Oh, no.
you're the music guy back there, Ollie.
No, it's Eminem.
Oh, I nearly said
Eminem. I'm trying. Is it from that? Ollie, is it from that movie, 12 Yard or?
It's 8 Mile.
8 Mile.
It's also the Paralympics.
12 Yard. Doing well. I'm doing well today. 8 Mile. Don't lose yourself in the music. Don't never stop. Don't stop. Don't know the words. Eminem is the answer. All right, gives the Eggheads the chance. Who plays the role of Prince Philip in the drama series The Crown? Eggheads. Is it David Tennant, Christopher Eccleston, or Matt Smith?
Matt Smith.
Matt Smith.
Okay. That is Matt Smith.
Yes, it is Matt Smith. They're all Doctor Who's, but he's the one who did it. Okay, Emma, you need to get this right to stay in. Which of the following words can mean transient or fleeting? Is it fugacious, famulous, or fuscous?
Oh my word, I wish I'd paid more attention at English at school. Can you read them again, Jeremy?
Yeah. Which of the following words can mean transient or fleeting? Fugacious, famulous, fuscous.
I'm gonna go with fuscous, but it's a guess.
Okay, if you've got this wrong, the contest is over. Let's just see famulous, anybody?
No.
I recognise it.
Okay, fuscous,
Don't know.
Dark. Something.
dark.
Perplexing, something like that.
Could be, yeah.
All right, which one do you think?
I think it's fugacious.
Fugacious,
As in fugitive.
Tempest,
Oh,
fugit, or fugitive,
Yes.
fleeing. The answer, Emma, I'm sorry, is fugacious. So we have to say congratulations, Eggheads, you have won. Well, if it was bocce or table tennis or swimming or cycling or canoeing, they would have lost hands down. As you well know, Eggs,
Yes, absolutely.
it's just on quizzing that you're up against this powerful team here. Sorry,
But
Emma.
it's been a privilege to play some of the most notable people in this country. You've done our country proud.
Yeah.
And we applaud you.
Yeah, brilliant. Thank you, team. Thanks for coming in. A hard old quiz. My
Cheers.
goodness. Commiserations, Gold Rush. The Eggheads have done their thing, haven't you? And you do it, you just do it with this ruthless efficiency of yours. This winning streak continues. It is getting slightly annoying now. It means that the challengers don't win the £16,000, but we don't give it to them. We hold it over till the next celebrity show. Eggheads, well done. Will you be beaten by a celebrity team? I don't know. Join us next time to see if a new team of celebrity challengers have the brains to finally defeat them. There'll be £17,000 to play for. Until then, goodbye.